Hey folks, Atreus Monk here, playing some more Pillars of Eternity. We just picked up the Grieving Mother. I actually need to select everybody here. Grieving Mother... No, you... Heravius, you go up there. Grieving Mother, back here. Even though you do have a level of, you know, defensiveness that would at least somewhat keep you alive. Oh. Yeah. Select everybody and move around then. And just more villagers. Most are eager to leave Deerford. This is Hindena's apothecary? Is that right? No, I don't think this is an apothecary. This is just a room with a soul. Yep. Soul and a bunch of stuff that it would count as stealing to mess with. That's not the apothecary. This is not my apothecary. I demanded an apothecary. Where is my apothecary? Oh, I guess this is actually, she's out here. Just ventured into town. I'm about dry on some of my stocks, but you're welcome to have a look-see. Oh, your stock's limited. It's the damn roads. Can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Deercap, river reed, and the like. That's well and good, but most potions require something stronger too. Troll skin, vessel bone, what have you. And then there's really rare ingredients. Things you'd never be able to afford, let alone find on your own. What did you find? I've been keeping an eye on a drake's nest east of town at Deerford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and moved on. Thank the Sky Mother it wasn't a full-grown dragon. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in nests for weeks or more, and that clutch looked to be at its peak. Thought I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them had already hatched, or that young worms were so territorial. I could get an egg for you. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I could stand getting burned again. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile, and there's a lot more I can do with a whole one.
Hail, traveler.
How did you get burned? By the flame. How bad does it look? Just say it. I know you'll tell me straight. It looks like it hurts. That's a mighty soft way of putting it. I told you about my run-in with the worms. I reckon you put the rest together. I'm looking for an Orlan named Nifra. I did see an Orlan lady headed into the Dracogen just the other day. Don't know what her name was, but she was acting real sneaky-like. And what's wrong with the roads? Brigands, looters, you name it. The gods may be hollowing out our babies, but it's grown folk that's rubbing out the rest of us. Show me your wares. What have you got? Potion of major endurance. Potions of minor endurance. And then some miscellaneous ingredients. Okay. Let's check at the stronghold here. 1 day, 8 hours till the Bailey is completed. And nothing new to report. Addendum added to cat and mouse. Yes, because it seems that our Orlan woman is...
Can you smell the oily notes of brain fat in the air? Cured leather always makes me so hungry.
Really? Really? Cured leather always makes me so hungry. Heravius, come on, man. Let's go into the couriery. There was something that we were going to do here, wasn't there? Maybe? I can't find it anywhere. I never... we talk to either of you?
Gods keep you.
You looking to purchase some leather? Rumbold mentioned something about an ogre. He's hardly talked about anything else since those pigs of his went missing. The whole town's been worried about that monster. People are starting to see shapes in their windows at night, hearing its growl and the snoring of their mates. It would put a lot of minds at ease if someone got rid of it. I sometimes venture into the wilderness, collecting ingredients for my dyes, mind you. I've seen tracks east of here near the river that couldn't have been anything else. Something else you need? What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed. Nothing. A few hides on stretching racks and the tallow stench Dingler's always grumbling about. The rest of the keep's dust, just like the fool Lady Thainu who tried to hold it. There's a bard at the inn who'll tell you the whole blazing story if you want to hear it. I make it a point to keep out of other people's business. Show me what you have for sale then. You have exceptional hide armor. Girdle of Mortal Protection. Minus 27% crit damage taken, and a troll hide belt. Plus 1 endurance. Plus 1, oh, regeneration. Plus 1 endurance. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? We'll buy those from you. Oh. There. Addendum to a farmer's plight. Near the Vale River, east of Deerford Village.
A simple
no. Yeah, I didn't mean to do it before I saw the lockpick thing. Okay. Let's see. No. Let's give that to Eder. And Merrick can have the one that reduces incoming crit damage.
Alright then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We have an exit from town over here. More River Reed. Okay, now there's Deerford Crossing. Now, where were we supposed to go for this thing? This was supposed to be an abandoned farm on the path to Deerford. An abandoned farm. I don't remember an abandoned farm. I know I didn't come across one. And there's obviously something in there. He's hiding from people. I mean, come on. Alright, let's go in the inn. Got a bunch of villagers and someone named Sid.
I just want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds. How do you do?
Don't see many travelers these days. Something I can do for you. Folk around here's decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in it, go talk to them yourself. Questions about Deerford? Ask. Have you seen an Orland named Nifra? Twitchy lady, that one. Who lives here? Not many anymore. Hard to keep people around when everyone here's birthing Hollowborn. But we got a few who stick around and do business. Trigal's the leather courier. Or courier. Hindina crafts potions, and Winfrith trades in general goods. Rumbled's a pig farmer, or was anyway. Tell me about Trigel. He's a courier, treats leather and makes armor and a few other goods with it. Problem is, the smell of tallow and deer shit tends to put people off their food, and his shop's right next door. About Hindina. Or Hindina. Lady's a clever hand with potions and poultices. Got herself into trouble with a nest of worms or so, I hear. Her cart's on the east end of town. And Winfrith? Been around even longer than I have. Nice enough fellow, but never could find his way to the end of a sentence. His shop's across the square. Something happened to Rumbled's pigs. Damn ogre carried him off. Now he squeals more than his herd ever did. It is rotten luck. Let's see here. Tell me about the village. Walk from one bridge to the next and you've seen it. We're quiet, hard-working folk. We keep to ourselves and don't take to being pushed around. Used to be a castle here, built by some family of Aediran Thanes back when the Empire first came. Only one tower is still standing, and that's part of Trigil's shop now. Sid, that bard by the fire, could spin you the yarn if you're so inclined. You said you don't see many travelers. Of course not. Why would they come here? We got bandits on the road and an ogre in the forest, as that yapping fool Rumbled will tell you. Worse yet, there hasn't been a healthy child born here in over a year. Most kith that come here is just passing through. You don't hardly see 'em this close to town. Ogres and kith don't mix well. Ugly bastards, but they're smart enough to know that much. You want to know more, talk to Rumbled. His farm's southwest of here. Let's see. Okay, let's see what you got here. Plus might, constitution, and intellect for 200. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I will take a 200 copper plus 2 to 3 different stats.
Hail, traveler.
Let's see. I think we need a camping supply. Don't need much of anything else there, but... Okay, so there's Sid.
Hail, traveler.
First time at the Dracogen? Normally, I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could tell you about it all the same. Sure, let's have it. It was built in the time of Hadrit's rebellion. An Aedir and Lady Thainu once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the Empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadrit's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thainu's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and meeting place while the locals built their new town. And what do you mean it's supposed to be? The Airwoodens are an ordinary lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much besides ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Glanfathans and their nearby ruins. Hadrit's knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic leanings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they'd gone after their lord. Soon the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the Aedirans. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance, and others, I've heard, found their way into the Guided Compass, the most forward-looking of the Glanfathan tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. Well, farewell, 'cause you're gonna give me a lot of talking. Whole lot of talking going on. Let's talk to Lord Herond. Man wears Adir-style robes, simple but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made for padding around indoors, yet they're caked with mud.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
Your child is missing, I take it.
Yes, Lady Alice. My daughter. I've asked around, but nobody in this mud hole has any concerns beyond their swine. They turn my men away like beggars and seem downright pleased to be of no use. But you're not one of my soldiers. And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty, if you don't mind my saying so.
Oh, really? If you find her, tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure my Elise, my child, is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. Okay, got a few
Elise.
questions.
Of course.
Describe her. She's a striking young woman, bears more resemblance to her mother than to me. She has auburn hair and delicate, well-bred features. She must be, 28 or 29 now. Seriously, dude? Seriously. We'd stopped in Deerford for a few days. On our fourth evening here, I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Elise was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple hours later, I found that she had vanished. None of my men had seen her go, and no one at the inn knew where she was. Since then, my people have been combing the village, but we've yet to find a clue. The locals have been no help. Why did you come to Deerford? It was merely a stop along the way to Ina's Rest. However, she took ill shortly before our arrival, so it seemed prudent to allow her a few days to recover. What's in Ina's Rest? Lady Elise has reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry. Given this legacy business, I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her womb to fester in the presence of so many Hollowborn. It does seem there would be more potential suitors in New Haomar or New Yarma. You think I haven't considered that? Arranging a suitable match is difficult. The best prospects for my child lay in Ina's Rest. Where's the rest of your family? Surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. Lady Harrond is ill-suited for travel, I'm afraid, and unfortunately Elise has few other close relatives. My sister and her husband, Elise's aunt and uncle of course, have been visiting Adir these past months. And as for siblings, Elise has none. My wife has only given birth to Hollowborn, since Elise, that is. I see, but going back to your daughter... okay, let's go back to my previous questions. Heard you arguing with the
petty,
innkeeper.
small-minded man. Just like the rest of them around here. I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Elise.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Lord Nestor Harron of Defiance Bay. My family has been prominent there since Imperial times. Our primary estate is on the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Haomar as well. Those went to my sister and her husband.
Okay. A hooded man and Nifra. All locked up. Orion de Medici and Darren. Dang it, why do you guys have to be in here? Okay, well, next time...
Hey. Yeah.
We'll start this encounter here. I want to probably arrange my people so that they are, so that they're well arranged in the event of combat, because that seems a high possibility. Until then, I hope you enjoy. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more like it. Until then, bye-bye.